You guys ready? Looks like I have one more minute. Just want to make sure everybody is. Anybody have an issue with me starting right now? I'll go and begin. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lieutenant Andy Jashinsky. I'm the Public Information Officer with the Bellevue Police Department. First, I want to thank everyone for coming out here tonight. Obviously, the last 24 hours here in the city of Bellevue has been very challenging, and hopefully we can get some information out there to the public. We want to make sure that we are totally transparent with our public as much as we can be and get those details out there. So that's what I'm going to try to do here this evening. We scheduled this conference, like I said, to get information out to everyone regarding the shooting that occurred at the Sonic last night. Number one, I want to offer, and we as a department and the FBI, we have them with here tonight, and City Administrator, Mayor, everyone that's standing up here, we would like to offer our condolences to the family of those that are deceased, as well as our prayers and thoughts to those who are still in the hospital. They're still recuperating. They're in our thoughts and minds this evening. So first of all, I would like to, before we get started, just have some introductions here. Starting on the left side here, we have Special Agent in charge of the Omaha office, Gene Cowell. Chief Ken Clary is next. He's Bellevue Police Department's new Chief of Police. Bonnie Moore with the Sarpy County Attorney's Office. I'm gonna try to stay on here. Mayor Rusty Hike. Jim Ristow, City Administrator here in Bellevue. Detective Sergeant Dustin Franks, and Captain Tom Dargy as well at the Bellevue Police Department. So I want to make it clear that this investigation is still in its infancy. This is less than 24 hours old. It happened about 20 hours ago. So there's a lot of information that we simply do not have answers to yet, or a lot of questions we don't have answers to. And there's also a lot of information that we simply cannot give out. We want to make sure that we maintain the legitimacy, and we want to make sure that this investigation is done the right way. We also want to make sure that we protect the rights of the suspect that's in custody tonight as well. I'll start by going through a timeline of the events that occurred related to this case. We do have, as you see, there's some video up on the screen, so we do have some brief body camera footage that we're going to show at the conclusion, and then we'll also give everyone an opportunity to ask some questions at the end as well. I'll get more into the body camera clip before we show that. That's going to be later on here. So to start, Bellevue police officers first had contact with 21-year-old Roberto Carlos Silva Jr. on Wednesday night, November 18th, 2020. At that time, at about 9:32 p.m., officers were called to the Sonic in Bellevue, located at 1307 Cornhusker Road, regarding a fraud report. Officers were given a vehicle description while they were en route to that call. At the time, an employee of Sonic called police after receiving a phone call from someone out of state, claiming they believed that their Sonic app was being used at the Sonic here in Bellevue in a fraudulent manner. The total spent was $57. An officer was in the area and just so happened to see the suspect vehicle driving away, and he conducted a traffic stop. The vehicle was stopped at about Fort Crook and Cornhusker, where he made contact with Roberto Carlos Silva Jr. Officers investigated that matter and did come up with probable cause to place him under arrest. He was charged with identity theft, less than $500. It should be noted that Roberto did and does possess a Nebraska concealed carry permit. At the time, officers located 3 guns that were inside the vehicle with him. He was taken to jail, the vehicle was impounded, and all 3 guns were logged in as evidence. And I can tell you that we still have all 3 guns from that incident. Now moving to last night, the 21st of November, at approximately 9:23 p.m., first call came to dispatch of a U-Haul truck that was on fire, possibly had a bomb in it. The person that was calling described seeing some items coming out of the truck, some wires and tubes that were sticking out of the back of the truck. 1 minute later, 9:24 p.m., the call changed. We had another caller called in stating that there were shots fired in the area. Of course, we responded immediately. First unit arrived at 9:26 p.m., which is just 3 minutes after the original call. At 9:27 p.m., the suspect, we had a description of the suspect as an unknown race male, approximately 6'6", with a large build. At 9:31, we received information from officers that we believe we located the suspect on the south side of Sonic near the entrance. At 9:39, the suspect was confirmed in custody, but I believe we had him in custody prior to that. That's just when they officially confirmed that they had him. So as officers were converging on the scene there, we had a team of officers that were coming in on the west side of Sonic, moving to the north. That's the group that actually located the suspect and took him into custody. That same time, we had a team that was on the east side of Sonic, also moving to the north. They actually walked up to Sonic and did observe victims inside that obviously clearly needed immediate care. Those officers on the east side immediately pulled 3 victims from the restaurant and performed life-saving measures on them. Unfortunately, 2 of those victims were declared deceased immediately at the scene. One of those that was inside that they pulled out was transported to the University of Nebraska Medical Center. Officers did later eventually locate another victim inside that was also transported to the University of Nebraska Medical Center. So we had a total of 4 victims. There was one more victim that had minor injuries that refused treatment and was transported to the Bellevue Police Department. So there technically were 5, but that person refused. I know there were some questions last night that I was asked about a 5th victim. I think we have that figured out. This person was transported, but was transported to the Bellevue Police Department. During this event, as you're all probably aware, a U-Haul truck was brought to the scene. We are still investigating this matter of the U-Haul truck, but we do believe the U-Haul truck was brought there by the arrestee. It is also true that the U-Haul truck was in flames and pretty much burned up. Like I said, we're still investigating that, exactly what went into that. Officers and detectives also located a total of 4 firearms on the scene at Sonic last night. 3 of them were in one location, and another one was separate from those 3, but still within the vicinity there of Sonic. No firearms were located on the suspect's person last night. We believe 8 employees were scheduled to be working at the restaurant during this incident. I can tell you that all 5 victims were employees of Sonic. We do not believe there were any customers actually inside Sonic at the time of this event. There were customers that were outside, but we do not have any customers that were victims of this event. At this point, I'd like to release the name of the victims that were involved. Number 1 is 18-year-old Zoe Reese Adelig Lujan. She was transported to the University of Nebraska Medical Center last night, as was 25-year-old Kenneth Gerner, also transported to the University of Nebraska Medical Center. Deceased was 22-year-old Nathan Pastrana. Again, Nathan was declared deceased at the scene. Also deceased at the scene was 28-year-old Ryan Helbert. So I've received lots of different questions within the last 24 hours. You guys are doing a great job asking all the right questions. I tried to clarify a lot of those through the statement that I just gave you, but one question that I've had as well is, how did we take Mr. Silva into custody without further incident? What I'd like to do now to answer that question basically is, number 1, he totally complied. Number 2, he was unarmed. And number 3, going back to 1, he totally complied. So there's no reason for anything further. That is why I have the video up here. So at this point, I would like to show some of the video. Here, it's about a 90-second recording of one of our sergeants that was on the scene and involved in the arrest of Mr. Silva. So I'll give you a moment to move your cameras, and if you'd like afterwards, I'll give you an opportunity to record that as well. We are not going to hand out copies of this video, so we'll have to do the best with what we can here. I also want to tell you that during this, you'll see the U-Haul truck is on fire, and you'll hear what some may say sounds as gunfire. I can tell you we do not believe that was gunfire. There's also concerns that might have been fireworks, maybe rounds exploding. We don't know at this point. We're still investigating that, but we do not believe that there was gunfire going on at the time. If you guys are ready, we'll go ahead and start that video.
Is that him? Re-advised suspect description. I think we've got him down here on the south side by the entrance. 712, is that him? Yep, me and 12 will get him detained. You guys, we're gonna run across, so don't shoot as we're crossing. Tyler, I'm coming to you. That's the suspect, dude.
That is?
Yes.
Okay.
We gotta clear this car, Command 10. We'll get him in cuffs as soon as we can. You and me, go.
Ready?
You take car, I've got him. Do you understand?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Go.
Got car? Are you shot? Are you injured? Okay. I got hands, brother. Put your hands behind your back, buddy.
As you can tell, as you can see from the video there, I should have said this at the beginning, but at the very beginning, you could see him with his hands up before officers moved in. And then when officers did take him into custody, or when they arrived on scene there, and they had him prone down on his stomach, when they told him to put his arms behind his back, he complied. He put his arms behind his back and he was handcuffed. Like I said, we did not find any weapons on him at that moment. We're thankful for that. No officers were injured during this incident. We're thankful for that as well. Right now, I would like to give Special Agent in Charge Cowell an opportunity to make a statement.
Andy, thank you. Let me just begin by saying that our heart goes out to the loved ones of those who were killed, as well as to those who were injured in this horrific attack, and to their families as well. This is a tragedy for all of us who live here in this community. And I, along with all of you, are incredibly thankful for the quick actions of the Bellevue Police Department and for the actions they took last night. We're also thankful to all the citizens who provided information that helped us with this investigation. FBI Omaha is here to support the Bellevue Police Department in any way we can. We'll continue to work alongside them as the investigation develops, providing whatever resources we can to ensure no stone is left unturned. Protecting people from the threat of violent crime and investigating and apprehending those responsible is a core part of the FBI's mission. And we're happy to do whatever we can here to support our partners. We know everyone has a lot of questions. What we can say is that we're asking anyone out there who has information about this shooting or the shooter to call us or to call the Bellevue Police Department. No details too small. Thank you.
At this time, Mayor Rusty Hike.
Once again, I'd like to thank you all for coming out and supporting our community. It's been a long 22 hours. Going through a lot of adversity here, and we're thankful that our community is there for our victims and those families. On behalf of the council, on behalf of myself, our administration, we want to offer our heartfelt condolences to those families and to those victims. This is a long 22 hours for me, and I can't imagine how long that is for those families and those that are involved in this. I just know that the whole entire community is praying for the victims and their families, and we will continue to do so. I do want to thank our first responders, though. Excellent job on getting to the situation as quick as possible, a maximum of 3 minutes. I know this could have been a lot worse, and thankful to them for doing their job and doing it well. And I also want to thank all the other jurisdictions that came to the aid of the city, and I think it was just about everybody. So it's nice to know that we have that backing when we need it. But once again, thank you for being here and supporting our community, and I'll turn it back over to these guys and probably answer any questions you have.
Thank you, Mayor. Now I'd like to take this opportunity to answer any questions that you may have.
How severe are the wounds of the victims that were transported to the
I don't have a whole lot of information as far as an update on that. I believe they both went code 3 was the terminology used by the medical squad at the time, but I don't have any further updates on their condition.
What is code 3?
That's I believe that's critical or close to critical.
Lieutenant, had Mr. Silva interacted with the employees prior to Saturday night? Had he interacted with some of them on Wednesday night?
It is still so early in this investigation that we don't even have an answer to that question yet. On if it was, it sounds like your question is, were these some of the same employees there last night that were there on Wednesday night? It's so early that we do not have the answer to that question yet.
Beyond the case of fraud, did he have any other interaction with police or any sort of record?
I can't get into a criminal history record on him, but I can tell you we had not had contact with him to my knowledge.
Did the shooting occur inside the restaurant, outside, or both locations?
I don't know where exactly he was positioned at the time, but like I mentioned earlier, we did have 3 victims that our officers had to pull out of the inside. And then there's that 4th as well that we were able to get out of there. But I can't tell you if he was actually inside or if he was outside when the shots were fired.
A truck that was on fire, do we actually believe that there was a bomb inside or some kind of device like that, or are we still kind of investigating that?
We took all the necessary precautions. As I know, last night we had the Omaha Bomb Squad respond to the scene. They did not find a bomb on location.
What types of firearms were discovered at the scene?
We're not able to give that information yet.
Right now, he's being charged with arson and 2 counts of first-degree murder, correct? Why is he not being charged for the other 2 victims that are not deceased?
That's a good question.
3 victims, I guess.
Sure. The question was, why was he only charged with 2 counts of homicide or first-degree murder and a count of arson? At the time, last night, completing the affidavits, we knew there was enough with those charges. We're going to leave it up to the county attorney's office to move forward from here and decide what they are actually going to charge him with.
Has he confirmed to your department that he is in fact the one that shot them?
I can't answer that question. We can't get into any interviews that we may have had with individuals, as we don't want to taint a jury. Again, I want to make sure that we do this in the best way possible to lead to the best possible outcome.
And again, you might not be able to answer this. Were there witnesses inside the restaurant, employees maybe, that were not victims but did witness the incident?
We believe there were 8 employees that were scheduled to be working last night. Now, I can't say for sure if all 8 were inside at that time. I don't know if somebody called in sick or somebody didn't show up or somebody was off on a lunch break somewhere. So I'm not sure. I can't really answer that at this point.
As far as customers that may have been parked in the parking lot or in the drive-through line, I'm assuming that you interviewed them. If so, how many?
Yes, we've tracked down witnesses that were present. As the special agent in charge mentioned, though, if you were present or if you were even in the area and observed some of this, we would love to talk to you. So please reach out to us so that we can get your account of the events last night. Anything else? Well, everyone, I appreciate you coming out this evening and helping us put this information out to the public, hopefully putting the public at ease a little bit. Again, our thoughts and prayers are with the families of all victims, as well as the 2 victims that are still hospitalized tonight. Thank you for your time.
Does anyone want us to play the video again? So that you can get it, or did everybody get it the first time?
If you could, that'd be great.
We'll play it again. Yes.
Yep.
Yep. I'm sorry, I should have said that. I actually have some papers here that I'll hand out that have those names on there. Yep, I'll do this right now. For anyone that's going to see a replay, are you ready? Okay. Perfect. Yeah, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Guys, sorry. Thanks.
And again, I'd like to point out,
Over there too, if you want to. Multiple TVs. There's multiple TVs.
I'd like to point out at the very beginning there that you should see him with his arms raised up in the probably right, top right box there. Everybody ready? All right. You see him with his arms up right there?
Hey. Is that him? Re-advised suspect description. I think we've got him down here on the south side by the entrance. 712. Is that him? Yep, me and 12 will get him detained. You guys, we're going to run across, so don't shoot as we're crossing. Tyler, I'm coming to you. That's the suspect, dude. That is? Yes. Okay. We gotta clear this car, Command 10. We'll get him in cuffs as soon as we can. You and me, go. Ready? You take car, I've got him. Do you understand? Got you. Okay. Got car? Are you shot? Are you injured? Okay. I got hands, brother. Put your hands behind your back, buddy.
Everybody good? All right, we'll hand out a press release with the names of the victims. Again, thank you for coming out, everyone.